Shut up and sit down.
Hello folks, Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and welcome to issue 14 of Build Your Own Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 1967 from our wonderful friends over at DeAgostini, folks. So, if you would like one of these for yourself, click this link all the way along here and head over to the DeAgostini website and take out a subscription to this massive 1/6 scale, yes folks, 1/6 scale Shelby GT500. So let's have a quick look in the magazine and see what we've got this month. Right, rallying the Mustang. Soon after its launch, the Mustang was competing even in all kinds of racing, and because of its powerful engine, it was always considered a formidable opponent. However, there were some who doubted its ability to distinguish itself in the major European rallies of the 60s. Yeah, Mustangs rallied. Go, folks. Oh, there's a Lotus Cortina, giving it some of that. Lotus Cortinas. There's a fella down the road from me who's got one of those that he's restored, and it's beautiful. Mustang drivers Peter Proctor and Andrew Cowan after their victory in the '64 Tour de France automobile. These magazines are read. Come on. You'll find out so much information. Here's a breakdown of the parts you've received this issue, which are the right door, the lock bars, door release buttons, inner lock flange, and all of this mechanism here. And I've got the package just here, folks. That is what you get in issue 14. And look, that's just the door. Oh. Gives you a nice breakdown on all the components that you've got, lock cylinders, mirrors, and all of that. We're going to be putting that together shortly. It says a reminder there, don't remove the plastic protector from the mirror until the assembly is finished to avoid scratches. Exactly, folks, keep them on. That makes sense. Some more details there on how you attach the mirror, how you build the lock assembly, the springs, and it gives you a breakdown of where it's going to be on your Mustang. Let's just adjust that slightly. There you go. So yeah, when you think how big the door was to my hand, look, it's like all part of a very big car. You then got the street legal Ford GT40. The sporting and technical regulations forced Ford to build GT40 street versions, contrary to what one might think. Finding a buyer for them was no simple task. Yes, folks, they had to build the street legal versions for homologation purposes. And but what a car, look at it. Oh, and it. See one of them coming down the street, it'll stop any fella from walking, wouldn't it, eh? There's 7.1 Mark 3 units. There's all the headlights, the rear end there. Well, it just looks a beautiful looking car, doesn't it? Get the bonnet recesses there. Yeah. Wow. More details there on the Ford story. The GT was used as a marshal's car in a race. They assigned 7 units for sales promotions in the US. It also says some customers here modified the GT, transferring the license plate to the bodywork, as in the E-Type Jag, and changing the original wheels for alloys. Yes, folks. Yeah, a lot of people heavily modified them, didn't they? So that's this issue done. So I'm just going to move that to the back there so that I can see what I'm doing as I build for you. So we'll just flick that back to the details there on what we've got. And then we can put that at the back of the shop there so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to open this. And when we come back, we'll have all of these pieces laid out on the cutting mat for you. Right, folks, this is what we've got. There's your door panel. The size of that. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? So I'm doing this on my rubber mat just to protect this from any dinks and scratches. You can use a cloth, anything like that. It now says, place the lock cylinder 14G in position, which is this little bad boy. Turn the door around from the inside. Secure this with the PS12 screw, folks. So let's just grab this and get this in position, folks. So it's going to go right up here. So get it in the right orientation. It's got a flat side on it, so it can only go in the one way. And then we want to drop that in there like so. And then we secure that with our small screwdriver on this one, folks. So let's get the oiler ready. There's your PS12 screw. Pop that on the end of the screwdriver like so. And put a drop of oil on the end. Like that. And from the other side, just flip that over and pop the screw and start screwing that home. Just like that. There you go. Lock cylinder. Next up, let's put the mirror together. And there's a notch in the side of this mirror there, as you can see. Just there. And that goes into this tab. And then we want a PS9 screw to secure these together. Okay. So let's grab one of those. Probably be the next size screwdriver now. So let's put that one that side. Drop the PS09 in. And then we'll put a dab of oil on the end of this bad boy. And we'll get that homed as well. But this oil just helps the thread cut through the plastic a little bit easier. I just find it easier for me. So it certainly aids going into the die cast as well. It's just a personal thing with me. Where I've done a few of these, I've just developed the habit now of using the oil. There you go. So there's the mirror in place. And then it's now saying put this piece in place and press fit it. Now, as you remember, it says leave this plastic on until the end of the build. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Because if anyone's going to scratch their mirror, it's going to be me. There you go. Press that in place. And then you can see. Okay. So that's what you want on there. Now it says step 14.5. Let's put the handle on. So let's grab the handle. This again will only go one way, like that on the door. So spin the door up the way. And you want that with a PS09 screw. Bosch, which is that one. Okay. Same process, little bit of oil. Just there. And you want to put that in the top hole there of the door. Like that. Let that bite home. Just like that. Okay. So now that I'm happy with its alignment, I can now just bring that fully home. There you go. Bingo. The reason I do it that way is it just makes sure that you check that this peg's located before you fully tighten the handle. Otherwise, you'll put stress on it. You may crack it, and you don't want to do that. All right, let's go to the next section, which is attaching the mirror. So grab the mirror that we built earlier, which is here. Still keeping that on. And feed that through the door. Okay. We want it to come through that way round, Colt, like that. There you go. And that'll bring that into place with those two screws. Now they're going in with DS13s, which are up here. We want two of those. So let's grab those. And they'll go in with a little bit of oil on them. There you go. Now what I tend to do is, rather than lean on the door too much, I tilt it and rest the back of the door like so, just so that I'm not putting any strain on this mirror. So I've got the mirror pinch between my index finger and my middle finger, so I'm not actually putting any weight on the assembly, because if you lean on it again, you risk damaging the mirror. Bear that in mind. I'll show you the grip I use. It works for me. I flip the door up. I've got my middle finger resting along the door, and I just flick my index over, so I'm pinching the mirror like that. And then I've got the weight of the door pressed against my other fingers. And then I use my thumb as a guide, because I shake, to put my screw in like so. And that is now done. There you go. One mirror assembled. Okay. Then it says place the inner lock flange on the two protrusions of the door. Protrusions, which are here. And you've got a little notch on this, if you remember, right from when we built earlier. See this little notch and this step? You want it that way, so that when you drop it on the door, it sits level. Okay, let's just pick the door up with it in place, and I'll show you what I mean. Because of the curvature of the door, you've got a step in it, see, and it drops it down. But what you do is you use that to your advantage, so it ends up perfectly level by spinning it round. See? That's what you want. So once that's in situ, you can then put your screws in. So let's just line that back up, rest it in place, and we want again a couple of DS13 screws, folks. So we'll have one of those to start. I'm going to put one in. I'm not going to fully tighten it until I've got the second one in place, because again, I don't want to put too much stress on it. So a similar grip. There you go, a couple of turns just to set that in situ. And then we can grab our second screw. Like so. Now we can tighten them up. Like that. There you go. Just like so. It's now then saying to us, get the door release button in place. Into the slot as shown, insert it as far as it will go. So it is saying, whop that in like that. There you go, as far as it will go, and leave it in situ. You now want the long end of the lock bar and slide the spring like that. Okay, so you've got that assembly. Slide that into place somewhere like so. Okay, so you're putting one end in here and clipping the other end just in there, and the angled pieces will slide over each other. Then grab the retainer, and you want to then insert that in place over here like that, and that will hold all of that in place. Grab yourself a 13 screw, a bit of oil, lift it up so you're not putting any weight on the mirror, and then home that in place. Just like that. Okay. And that now gives you your lock mechanism. See? And as you press that button, it just slides that back enough to release the door. See it? That's what you want, folks. So you've got your mirror, your handle, and all your locks in place. That is what you end up with at the end of this stage, folks. There you go. That's a nice goodly session we've had there. So don't forget, if you want to build along with me, head over to this link all the way along there. Pop over to our friends at DeAgostini and grab yourself a subscription for this massive 1/6 scale Shelby GT500, folks. Many thanks for watching. If you've liked the video, please subscribe below. Click the button. It's free. And I look forward to seeing you in the next issue, folks. Until then, stay safe and well. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye for now. That door.